This game has kind of been, well, it's been kind of a mess. At the same time, it's actually really good in the adventure. A mess in that your character doesn't really act that well in confined spaces, honestly. As, like, they just kind of whack their weapon against the wall nonchalantly. And doors suck, basically. I hate this place. Like, just seeing those nights reminds me of how much I hate this place. I don't even know where I'm going, honestly. I don't know where the nearest door I haven't been through is. I don't think it's this way. I'm pretty sure this is like one of those little side areas that I managed to run into. While I was running away from the damn guys. Monstrosity golems. I'm sure I'm going to have to fight more of at some point. Possibly right now. Please don't. Also, in real life, I'm pretty sure, honestly, that I would have kind of less of an issue with the gigantic monster than I would have had with these knights. Like, actually, though, the concept of a freaking automaton that comes to life after you passed it is kind of more horrifying than a gigantic monstrosity that's actually, like, living flesh and blood, basically. Because while you have to worry about the monstrosity being in whatever the heck place it is, and if you get close to it, being an actual terror, these knights are kind of just everywhere. And it's essentially just a question of when they're gonna wake up. Oh. I did not mean to run right there. Rather than if, as we know now. There's one. One of the rooms full of dead knights. I wish I could use this. Look at the weight, it's hilarious. Ah! What if, like, you could just ditch all of your equipment in order to use that? That'd be so funny. Like, if it was just the encumbrance value that's holding you back. Okay, so there's a door. I am not sure this is a door that I necessarily want to open right now, but it's a door that I'm gonna open because I don't know of any other doors. Not yet. No, just not yet. I just like see another knight, and I'm like, yeah, this is immediately after the area in which we just fought a whole bunch of them, so I'm just gonna not yet. Make sure there's no other doors that I can open. Because, you know, these guys are really annoying. It took forever to fight and took so much health. Of course I'm better armored now, but still. Actually, have I ever checked these urns? Or whatever these are? I don't think I have, but also that one didn't do anything, so. Too far away, does it not open? Doesn't open. Great! Just what I wanted. A door that doesn't open. I think I can move through here freely. I don't recall seeing any knights along the walls in here. In this general area. I'm kind of wondering if there's actually any trick to these knights. Like, is there something particular that causes them to attack you? Do they just attack you regardless of the situation? Is there, like, some relevance to the tokens and the rooms they're in. Another dead knight. Golem, technically, but I keep calling them knights because they're the first actually full plate enemies that I've encountered. Which is kind of sad. I like full plate. And I also like having enemies that aren't monstrosities and carrying halberds that I can't even use because they're so large. Yeah, I just like full plate, okay? And actually getting to wear the stuff rather than just kind of watch it be an actual menace to my life. Okay. More rooms that I can't do anything in. God. Well, there's more of them. That's not ideal either. I'm gonna try the previous area. The theory being there that a level designer wouldn't necessarily put too many encounters in too many adjacent rooms. Like, 2, yeah, I can see that being a thing, because, like, you just kind of lull them into a false sense of security and victory, and then just kind of, like, allow for a second one. But, 3? 3 seems overkill. Happens anyway. Dies horribly again. No! Yeah, I've only actually died, like... Yeah, I've died a couple times, actually. But mostly it was just early game when I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Hopefully that's the only knight that's in this room. And I don't have to fight him, but, still. Crap. Not the only knight that's in this room. That's bad. That's very bad. They're marginally manageable when there's 1, but, 2 is really bad news. Ugh. Also, I don't have a good track record either in real life or in here against enemies that have longer reach than I do. Oh, come now. That's just not fair. Where is this? Anyway, more knights. This isn't good. Yeah. If I was them, I would cause right here to be a trigger. No? You people are evil. Oh no. I kind of miss those days when you were fighting, like, skeletons and zombies, honestly. Actually, there weren't a whole lot of skeletons. I'm kind of disappointed in the lack of presence of more, like, standard-ish skeleton enemies. That's 3 knights in a room in the same, like, room pattern that I've had to fight a whole bunch of them in, so I'm just gonna not quite do that yet. This door glows. Well... Why? Where is this? Huh. Uh-huh. What if I just tried to, like, run around and then bring them all back to that pit, like, every single time I run into a knight? Oh, that's just a skeleton. I'm okay with that. Oh. Hey! That's a big sword. Like, that's a really big sword. Ow. You're not a skeleton. You're a zombie. Okay. This isn't going well. Like I said, I've got a really bad track record against enemies that have better reach than me. Oh, nice. Okay. That's a really big sword. Oh, shit. Blindsided. Okay. Less blindsided. Night comes to life while I'm looking at these corpses. Anyway. Pretty sure that's not relevant to me. Pretty sure... Rear braces. Are these, arm guards? Yeah, they are. Not a whole lot of those that you're going to run into. Yeah. This is like a freaking Grosser's Viander, basically. Like, this thing is huge! Whoa, was that supposed to happen? Nobody else see that light just kind of go nuts? This sword does not have a description. Just like to note that. Also, its impact value is lower. Thrusting is surprisingly important. Weight is very important. And reach is extremely important with the two-hander. I feel like my health, my red health has actually decreased. As in I've healed somewhat over time. Which I wasn't... which I'm fairly certain isn't actually supposed to be a thing. Close that one for now. Oh boy, there's a lot of open doors here. I'm just gonna look through all the open areas first. I think I hear someone nearby. Yes, I think I hear a skeleton nearby. Surprised myself by scraping my sword along the wall. Okay. Okay. Well, I should look through this gate first. Exclusively because of curiosity. On the actually reasonable... What? I'm hoping those are just practice dummies, not some monstrosity of a trap that's just in there. That'd be horrifying. I actually have no idea what that trap could possibly even be if it were a trap. Oh boy. Have I seen one of these doors before? These weird, like, silver-plated doors? Oh. Hi? I'm not comfortable with how this is a gate that could potentially close behind me or something. This looks like an armory. I'm gonna check this out. There's a grand total of nothing in here. This looks like an armory. Unfortunately, it is totally empty, so who knows? Switch weapons. I'm slightly safer with a shield out. Did I have a choice between this thing and a round shield? I should have gone for the round shield. Those are dramatically better at protecting you in reality. They just are. The coverage is dramatically higher. That's another spear. Like that one that I tried to use and failed to use entirely, possibly because I'm incompetent. Sharp sword. I didn't check the power of this sword versus the one that I found on the ground earlier, by way of that guy dying in front of me whilst using it. A pole hammer. That's kind of important. What's the actual impact value of this thing? 3.5. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it around. Maybe retreat through a door if I see one of those knights again. Oh no. I don't know what these do. But I need them. I think I did discuss the theory of the tokens activating the rooms that have knights in them. If that's actually the case, that's kind of annoying. Oh no, the silver doors just kind of are everywhere. Okay. Well, now that we know that apparently these contain stuff. That's an entire pole axe. I'm gonna keep the pole hammer, honestly. I woke to terrible screams. Who could sleep through that? Adrian, my neighbor, was never found. All that's left of him is the blood in his bathroom. They say they are now amongst us. How could this happen? There are rumors that they were let through deliberately, but I cannot believe that. There's another two-handed sword like the one I'm already using. That's kind of unacceptable. It means that I'm using just kind of a random item rather than something actually interesting. Also, it's not available in the arena, this particular sword. There's not a whole lot of these. Superior plate gauntlets. I think these are in fact superior. No, mine are exceptional. Never mind. So, nope. Sorry. Maybe in the arena I would have used you because you look cool, but you don't exist in the arena. And I really need protection in here. A warhammer. I definitely prefer using swords. Yeah, if it's like a one-handed melee weapon, a one-handed blunt weapon, it doesn't feel quite tough enough to actually warrant dropping the sword with its superior versatility. Hey buddy, how's it going? Can I stab you through the grate? I hope I can. Maybe, actually. I can. Well, mostly I can try. He's out of reach. But yeah, anyway. Let's see. Did I already go through here? I already looked through here. But I did not actually look through it. Like, object by object. Do I get to check these latrines as well? Nope. Thank goodness for that. Nothing in the bathroom. Unusual. I think these are actually locker rooms. Like, really, really poorly designed locker rooms. Superior slashing capacity. Thrashing capacities. Slashing capacity is the other one, but not as good at thrust. But I like slashing. Thrust is really good, to be clear. It does do more damage against better armored opponents if you get a good solid attack off, usually. But at the same time, in this game, it's actually really hard to get a good thrust at the enemy's head. Meanwhile, you can slash at the enemy's head pretty much consistently. Heavy plate helm. Unfortunately, I have this. Otherwise, I would thoroughly consider this. No, not really, actually. But, exceptional boots. Plate boots. These are exceptional, indeed. That I will consider them, despite the fact that they are, boots. A freaking dagger! Bit late for that, guys. Yeah, daggers are kind of horrifying in Arena. But, unfortunately, they're tiny. And they're daggers, you know? They have that kind of issue where they, don't really do a whole lot of damage. Let's see if we can get ourselves killed by going in here. I mean, we probably can't. That's a big ol' arena kind of area. Something tells me you can get in there from a different angle. I get the feeling this is no, this is definitely a training area, by the way. Yeah. I mean, if there's an actual armory, a whole bunch of lockers, a freaking, like, washroom, and a whole bunch of crazy training devices, yeah, I think this is a training area. You're a zombie, right? Yeah, you were a zombie. Yeah. I mean, that'll tell us that he totally bled earlier when I was fighting him, but you know, whatever. Let's see, what was this way again? Maybe this is actually the way I came from. Possibly. I think this might actually be the way I came from. No. No, this is one of those areas which I was like, let's not. Also, that's the eye symbol. And I have the eye token. I think I'm screwed if I go in there. Sir Knight, I don't want you to activate, but you probably are going to if I go this way. Now that I have picked up more tokens. I'm just assuming that's how this works right now. What is over here? I think I was here before, actually. I am terrified of these guys. I am fairly certain I was here before. This is the first area that I got into, isn't it? I feel like perhaps I couldn't open that door. Or maybe didn't even check. So many knights. What if actually all of these guys are actually activatable? As you can fight actually every knight that exists in here? Yeah, I was definitely here before. Gosh dang it, basically. So, where am I? I do not have this area memorized at all. I believe this is one of my previous failures. Right here. This sword? You know. The sword that's lying on the ground. Yes. That is exactly what that is. I'd be much, much happier with using a shield if I had at least a round shield or a kite shield. I'm gonna bet there's additional shields that exist in this game. They're just only available in the campaign. You can't use anything heavier than a kite shield in the arena. But the kite shield is pretty horrifying, as it essentially protects you head to toe. Well, if you use it right. Let's see. I don't remember how to get around this place. I just don't. And I'm sorry for that. I actually still remember the sound these guys make when they activate. Like, if I think really hard, I can actually wind up hearing it in my head and getting terrified. So, this is my, this is my gambit from earlier. Where I was like, I'm gonna bet that they don't throw 3 attacks at us in, like, short order. And... probably right? Maybe just, like, not pissing off the knights somehow was a thing? It's quite possible. Anyway, let's see. The entire area does not have knights in it. Yeah, it makes sense if all those guys were actually there, like, normally in day-to-day operations of this place, because they would just be essentially the guards and the defensive segment of the building. Complex? What do you want to call it? Oh, these two are totally going to activate, aren't they? Yeah, there's two in this room. They're totally going to activate. No? I would never have thought. Okay, I'm just gonna keep one door closed there. Frankly. Really? I do not like the knights. Oh, that means I'm probably next to the training area again, which means there's a skeleton walking around. That's him. I hear him. Let's go for it. There he is. That's not a skeleton. Actually, is it? I don't remember the knights actually making noise. Or being this rusty. Yeah, no, this is a skeleton. On the one hand, fighting this kind of area does make his weapon pretty useless. On the other hand, when it does work, it still works. So I don't actually get to, like, prepare for when it does. Rusted plate armor. Full, like, pikeman-style plate segment there. That's kind of cool. Just a standard poleaxe. No, I don't need to carry this around. What are you, good sir? You're a ghoul, but you're some kind of, like, charred version. Yeah, I thought I'd heard something, but, wasn't totally sure for a while there. Then there was that. Anyway, I'm happy to be fighting these kinds of enemies. These kinds of enemies I can prepare for. Don't see anyone. No, as soon as I heard that guy, I should probably just, like, actually actively sought him out. Been through there. If you don't recall. Whatever the heck it was banged into something pretty loudly. Turns out it was actually me, and I just wasn't paying attention to what the heck my character was doing at the time. It's entirely possible. Oh boy. You are like barely armed. Oh, come on now. That was cute. If you were it, I'll be happy. Well, basically all this is there are two of you. That's not super important. Turns out there's like 15 more of them around the corner. And then you're like, oh, actually that would be kind of funny. Just a whole horde of poorly armed and armored skeletons. Actually, I kind of would like to have to deal with that kind of situation, but without practically restarting / using the second character that I started up. And getting all the way up to here, and then getting all this equipment, and then coming back down to the first level and aggroing everybody there. Yeah. More utility-style rooms. I wasn't expecting these kinds of rooms, honestly. But apparently we're dealing with that kind of stuff now. Again. Which is interesting. This means we're not just in the underworld. I mean, we're probably still in the underworld, but, you know, we're not just in the underworld. As far as I'm concerned, you don't really have a... What the heck is this?